In the last week of February 2018, Riyadh, the capital of Saudi Arabia, witnessed a week-long large-scale arms exhibition. Although this exhibition was held for the fourth time in 2018, the purpose of this exhibition was different. Saudi Arabia is one of the top 5 countries in the world in terms of military spending, said Andreas Schwartz, Chief Executive of Saudi Arabian Military Industries, SAMI. The idea behind creating the SAMI was to create a part of the Saudi military expenditure in its own country. Saudi Arabia wants to export 5 billion Saudi riyals from the military industry by 2030. As well as invest 6 billion riyals in technology development and add 14 billion riyals or about $4 billion to the Saudi economy. Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman said in a televised interview that Saudi Arabia spends between $50 billion and $70 billion a year on defense. Saudi royal family wants to reduce the country's economic dependence on oil. With the recent fall in international oil prices, the weakness of the Saudi economy has begun to show. At the same time, the Saudi economy has been at great risk for many years as the United States, the largest buyer of Saudi oil, has become increasingly dependent on its own oil. After the United States and Europe struck a nuclear deal with Iran, Saudi Arabia's biggest rival in the oil market, Iran, opened its doors to what the Saudi royal family sees as a threat to its very existence. At the same time, as revenues from oil continue to decline, the Saudi government continues to reduce subsidies for the country's people and, for the first time, impose taxes to increase revenue. As unemployment continues to rise, the Saudi government has taken the initiative to industrialize in order to keep the country's political situation calm. But the reality is the same for Saudi Arabia and other countries in the Middle East. Greatly affected the economy of the country. Algeria is one of the countries whose economies have been hit hardest by oil prices. The government of that country has also started to develop its own defense industry. Algeria has been building vehicles for the military since 2009 with specific goals. The country has made significant progress since then, although its economy is still dependent on oil. Earlier, Algerian defense industry spokesman Lieutenant Colonel Hadouche Benyahia told reporters that about $1 billion in foreign investment had come to the Algerian defense industry. Among them is the Mercedes-Benz heavy truck manufacturing company, which launched in Algeria in 2012 with a target of 15,000 trucks. This is where the car for the military is being built right now. The German company Mercedes has just provided the technology here. The Algerian press service says the company handed over 671 military trucks to the Algerian army in February. The Algerian government owns 51% of the company. The remaining 49% is held by the UAE's Bhavajun holding company. Investing in the military industry in Algeria, the UAE, is not a special issue. The UAE is already investing in the military industry. The UAE ranks 14th in the world in terms of military budget. Although part of a military budget of about 23 billion, the country tends to turn to the military industry for production. Emirates Dickens Industries Company, EDIC or EDIC, currently has 15 companies, including Nimra, a military armor manufacturing company. The company is owned by Bhavajun, who has invested in Algeria. The UAE's Abu Dhabi Shipyard has made a name for itself locally by building 6 state-of-the-art Bayonnah-Class corvettes for the UAE Navy. John Harris, chief executive of the U.S. defense company Rayon, told Emirates media outlet The National that his company wanted to expand its joint venture with the UAE's military industry. However, There may be obstacles in the way of U.S. foreign policy, which has always imposed heavy taxes on others. In this situation, like other countries, the countries of the Middle East are also looking for different sources for weapons. Saudi Arabian aeronautical company Taknia is jointly developing AAN-132 with Ukraine's Antonov. The aircraft was unveiled to the public in December 2016. A report from Astonov in early 2016 stated that the Ukrainian company was now discussing small issues with the Saudi company before starting commercial production. Several other Middle Eastern countries are already leading the military, including Turkey and Egypt. Turkey's participation in the arms exhibition in Saudi Arabia was significant. Sudan has also pushed its military industry forward because of its long history of internal strife and arms embargoes. Governments in almost every country in the Middle East have been accused of gross human rights abuses. While Western nations have made many statements about the Saudi-led bombings in Yemen that have killed thousands of people, the fact that they have given more importance to the military trade economy proves that Western investment in the military industry of Middle Eastern countries. The Middle East may be able to accelerate its economy through military industry as a result of Western military control. But it will be happy to accept the West's dependence on the West for regional control.